me. The kids fell asleep. Holy chloroform, Batman. I can't believe they took naps during this time of day. Anywho, so I wanted to talk about the L word, the love. Now, I have a friend of mine that's been feeling less than and thinks that they're going to be forever alone. And the reason is pretty simple. It's a divorce. Any of us who have been through divorce, the hardest thing about divorce is not, me and my husband were broke as hell, so we didn't have anything to split. The hardest thing about a divorce is the feeling of being a failure. You feel like all eyes are on you and everybody's looking at you like they couldn't even make marriage work. Nobody wants them. Look at that. They can't even stay together for the kids, stay together for this, stay together for that. It's real easy to assume that, but the best way to think about it whenever it comes to certain things and feeling like a failure and starting over and doing it on your own is like being on a highway. When somebody cuts you off and you're sitting there like a dummy, just pissed off, just angry for no reason. And 9 times out of 10, that person that cut you off didn't even notice they did it. So you're sitting there and you have all this anger and emotion, just hate spewing at somebody who's not even thinking about you. And that's what we do to ourselves whenever it comes to divorce. Like the kids, the home, the car, whatever you have or don't have, the most painful part is always just feeling like a failure, feeling unwanted, unloved, like you're not good enough, like just nothing's right after that. And it takes a very, very long time to ever feel like you're good enough again. You can even think that the other person wasn't good enough for you and you still don't think you're good enough for the next, just because of everything you've been through, all the pain, all the stress, all the extra baggage that you pick up from relationship to relationship. And it's tiring, but it's more tiring on you than everybody else because most of them, I mean, they'll give you your condolences, or most people don't even know. I mean, how many people get married anyways? My message is to my friend that you are special and you are loved. And even if you don't see it, and even if it's not from your ex in the way that you want it and you wished it was, and there's no such thing as happily ever after. You have to keep constantly working at just making sure you get to the next chapter. You have to just be happy with what you have. You don't settle and be happy with what you have and just go settle from relationship to relationship hoping to get back what you had. That just doesn't make sense. You just have to take the good and the bad, see all the things that weren't there and the things that you settled for and the things that they couldn't settle for, or the differences that y'all had. You have to realize that love is not enough for a marriage to work, no matter what. It's not about the money, it's not about the love, it's just, marriage is like a salad. You can't just have lettuce and call it a salad. You have to have love, you have to have patience, you have to have understanding, you have to have respect, you have to have your space, you have to have y'all's time, you have to have kids' time, you have to have everything all just in the perfect freaking salad. And what's perfect for you isn't always perfect for the next. One might like their chicken salad, one might like a taco salad. You have to figure out who out there is willing to take the time to figure out your likes and dislikes. Do you like tomatoes? Do you like onions? Do you like eggs? Do you like beef? Do you like chicken? Do you like bacon? It's impossible to make a relationship work based on wanting a relationship. That's not enough. You can't just want a relationship and expect to find the perfect person. you have to want that person who's perfect for you that makes you want the relationship. Like I've been in situations to where I've tried to settle. When I got divorced, I was so depressed that I started doing a bunch of crap I had no business doing. I went through an experimental phase. I went through this depressed mode where I tried to numb everything. And I cared so little about myself that I wasn't taking the precautions to take care of myself. And I ended up pregnant by someone that I would have been embarrassed to see him be seen with in public, just based off of my attitude and my morals and who I am as a person. This person is everything that's the total opposite of what I want, need, respect, everything. And I thought that trying to make myself love somebody would make it look better to everybody else, so I wouldn't look more like a failure on top of a failed relationship or marriage. And it's laughable now, kind of. But hey, it's a lesson in life. I know for a fact that I'm loved. I know for a fact that I can't go out there and want love and just expect the next person that I find decent to look at or talk to as that person without actually getting out there and exploring the world and knowing who I am as a person and loving who I am as a person. You can't constantly think that you're not good enough for people and expect anyone to see you as what you see yourself as. You have these little knucklehead, crusty little, nasty little junk looking people who just think the world of themselves. And you'll see them with the good looking, nice to do person quicker than you'll find the most gorgeous, beautiful person on the outside and inside who thinks nothing of themselves. It's you're gonna, I don't even know the word. Damn this Southern education. You will find an inner calmness and peace and a little bit of laughter once you stress so much about how everybody else sees your failures in life, and you realize that you're the only person looking at what you're doing because everybody else is busy living. Besides the people that sit around and just talk about nobody else, those people aren't actually living, and well, their life is really gonna pretty much take care of the words. You don't have to even go back and forth with those people. There's plenty of people out there that think I'm a failure. Most of those people not really doing anything with themselves. So hate it or love it, I love me, and that's all that matters. And that's all that matters when it comes to you. You cannot ever, ever, ever base who you are and who you think you are or what you feel you deserve based on another person. Another person's never going to think you deserve everything that you deserve. You can go out there and work your ass off your whole life until you're bleeding, and somebody out there's always going to think they deserve it without the work, and you don't deserve it no matter how much you put into it. And it's the same thing with the marriage. It's the same thing with anything. You get what you put out. And the first thing you have to start off with is a foundation for your own feelings towards yourself. None of the lists on what you want in a man or a woman, or what somebody else deserves, what you deserve, this, that, and the other thing as far as what other people do. But if you respect yourself and love yourself enough, you're taking care of all that. You're not going to attract the same type of guys. Like me, when I was depressed and didn't give two craps about myself, I could easily find a man who didn't give two craps about me. It's just how it goes. And now I have nothing but respect for myself, even with my faults. I cuss like a freaking sailor. I can't cook for crap. I burnt the orange juice earlier. I can't do a lot of stuff. But there's so much that I can do and that I'm capable of that I don't really think about that stuff. Even when I hear men, I can never be with the woman who can't cook. I can never be with the woman with no ass. I can never be with the woman with this, that, and the other. And I'm sitting here like, hey, to each his own. I'm not putting any boundaries on what I couldn't do. I'm never going to tell myself I couldn't do this, no matter even if it is somebody else. Because I can do whatever I want. As long as I dispose of the bodies right? Doesn't really matter. So to my friend, just know you are loved. You are respected. I respect and love you. I care about you. You're freaking fantastic. You're awesome. And until you figure that out, well, it's going to be a tough road, buddy. But I'm here for you when you need to talk.